So this is why we gather as a church, to be healed and made whole by Jesus and to bring that healing and wholeness into the world. We believe this type of healing means we'll begin to live like Jesus, saturating our lives in prayer, embodying the love of God, reading scripture, living uprightly, being filled with the Spirit's power, and establishing God's justice all around us. In this season of ordinary time, we intend to align our lives with the social justice practices, putting feet to our faith by establishing God's justice all around us. Margaret Wheatley writes, "Listening is such a simple act. It requires us to be present, and that takes practice. But we don't have to do anything else. We don't have to advise or coach or sound wise. We just have to be willing to sit there and listen." This is so hard for most of us, especially if we've been trained in the ways of Christian evangelicalism, which assumes we've got the answers and we have to do everything we can to make sure that you have the answers too. So this, of course, means that we're assuming we're right and you're wrong, and for the sake of the gospel, we have to do whatever it takes to beat the truth into you. But this isn't the way of Jesus. Jesus heard the cries of those in need above the noise of those who thought that they were well. Jesus listened when little kids wanted to sit with him and tell him about the cool bugs they'd found, and told his oh-so-wise disciples to stop being bouncers and let the little children come to him. Jesus heard when the unclean, the bleeding women, and the leprous men were calling out for his help, and he listened. He asked them what they wanted, and he listened. Listening is about genuine care, interest, and empathy, writes John Crilly in his book, The 9 Arts of Spiritual Conversation. It's about interacting with others without editorializing or offering my own unsolicited opinions. This art of listening is absolutely essential at this particular moment in our world. Racism and its unjust treatment of people of color is the subject of lots and lots of discussions. It's upsetting to us white people who've been blind to the systems of privilege we've enjoyed and to our own blindness to the perpetual racism in our 21st century world. So what do? We listen. Let's practice hearing the stories of others, especially others who we've never listened to before, especially others who are hurt or angry, especially others who we think are blaming us for the things we've never did. We must listen with our whole selves. We must enter into their stories and their pains and their frustrations without offering our opinions or even our responses. Let's just listen for a while, shall we? Listening is the start of living out the compassion of Jesus.